Oh no! Looked like it jumped timing and it was still running. And of course, once I get the crank pulley off, I gotta get all these plastic covers off so I can access that timing belt. Now, of course, after all these bolts are taken out, you have one that's a pain in the ass. And it is right behind this tensioner. So you have to loosen the tensioner, drop it down just a little bit. Get it, sits right up in there. You just got the feel for it pretty much. Now after I got most of these bolts out and some on top, because I'll show you that from the top, the cam covers, I guess you can say. So let me see if I can pull this on off. You can see that it's coming out. Kind of a pain, but it'll come out. There you are. Time to go. There we go. Now we just gotta pull the cam covers off, which right up in there. Now since the timing belt runs through that daggone motor mount, we're gonna have to take the motor mount off, but we're gonna get to this 14mm that's on the bottom. I'm gonna unloosen this, because you can't really get it from the top. See how the timing belt runs through the motor mount? Now the bolt's not going to come out, so just slide it up a little bit, and then we got to get to the other two bolts that are holding this motor mount on. And of course we need a jack. And we're using a piece of wood because we don't want to crack that aluminum oil pan. Down in here and pull this motor mount out from the top. Now jack the engine up a little bit and pull your motor mount out. There we go. And there she is. Now we got access to the timing belt. Pull your cam covers. And you take all 5 bolts out of it. It comes out very easily. That's one. Let's pull this one out. That's number 2. There we go. Now before I take that timing belt off, I got to line the timing marks, because you're not going to want to take the timing belt off and then you have to find the timing marks. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the keyway back in here. put that in so I can turn the engine. Okay, here's one of my timing marks. The bottom crank one is going to always be on the keyway side. So you see a little tick mark right there? Well, that needs to go all the way up and match up with this. You should see it. There you go, right there. Trust me, there's an arc right there. It's supposed to be at 12 o'clock. Me, make my own marks, because us old blind folks can't see right. So you see that right there, and then right up in there at 12 o'clock, get the red right there. So let's start aligning this thing. Okay, we got the bottom sprocket aligned. Now we got to go up there to make sure I'm not 180 degrees out on the tick marks on the cams. Now this is the important part on why I need to align these marks before I take the belt off. See, it looks like the number 1 is about a tooth off. It looked like it jumped timing and it was still running. Ain't that something? Well, gotta align it some more. Since my timing is already off, I can just go ahead and take this dang on tensioner off, the two 10mm bolts here. One right there. You probably can see it right there. Sorry for the poor lighting. And this is the reason why we're doing this. You see that tensioner? See how wet it looks? That means that tensioner is giving away. So it makes a loud ticking noise when it's running. So yeah, let's continue on taking those bolts off. Go. Yep, that causes a bunch of noise. Leaking timing tensioner. Oh well. Alright, now I just gotta pull this mug off. It's kind of a pain in the butt to do it in one hand, but we got it. Alright. Dang, man. It jumped timing and it's still running? Holy shit. Now I already got that cam in line. Now what I have to do before I put the new timing belt on is I gotta align the front cam, that number 1. Because it looks like it's off from what I showed you earlier. See here. It looks like it's off because you see that number 1 mark? You come up here and see this little tick mark, it needs to align up with this tick mark back here. So you just gotta grab my 17 to turn this thing ever so slightly so it will align correctly. Alright, just like that. As far as any time we do the timing belt, might as well do the water pump so you don't have to do all of this again. Yes. Swing the pry bar up in here, give it a little tug, then it'll start leaking and let it drain. Oh, it's raining! It's raining! Oh no! Now while that's draining, I want to show you guys something that people break constantly. Putting your timing cover back on, you see these channels here? They fit like this. See? Like Legos. They fit in there like that. Usually people just rip them off and they break them. They break them right there. And there's actually, oh, and your seals. Make sure your seal is still there. And here's the other one. It goes in there just like that. See? Here. See? Here we go. Goes together like Legos. If you guys don't want to shower, do what I did. You see how I left the two 10mm bolts in? At least two of them. Backed it out, and I was able to pry up so it doesn't come rushing out on me. So now what I can do is take these 10mm bolts out. There we go. There we go. Let's pop it out. There we go. There she is. I'm to grab that Honda genuine water pump. Look, got the tag right there. There's a part number if you guys like. Now, because this customer is waiting, I'm just gonna go run through it, throw everything back on, and leave you with some music while I do it. I highly recommend after you put the time belt in, roll it by hand and make sure your timing marks line up, because last thing you want to do is put this thing all back together and then it'd still be out of time. Well, she's done, so let's go start her up. Sounds a whole lot better. Now, of course, I got to take it on the road and see how it does, you know, put it through its paces. You're not going to want to give the customer back his vehicle, he or she's vehicle, with it still being messed up. Then just be doing double the work. First acceleration.